for my kids is 25 straight years with kids at Heartland, and I realize my siblings have been here since the school opened. So 1987, I had brothers and sisters who started here.
Now, I see here that you have the list of every teacher that each of your kids has had here at
First
Heartland.
6 and then 2 more in the other.
On this episode of the Supercast, hear from Michelle Whitchurch, who has had members of her immediate family attending Heartland consistently for 25 years. Find out how it's turned into a family affair, with generations of students carrying on the tradition of having a great big heart for Heartland. We're on location at Heartland Elementary today to talk with Michelle Whitchurch and your lengthy connection to this school. Thanks for taking some time to talk with me. Tell me about first let's start out with how long you have had a family connection to Heartland Elementary.
This year for my kids is 25 straight years with kids at Heartland, and I realize my siblings have been here since the school opened. So in 1987, I had brothers and sisters who started here. And because of the extensive, my mom and dad have 8 kids, and my youngest brother is only a year in school older than my oldest son, so we've just consistently had kids here since 1987.
Wow. 1987 is actually the year that I graduated from high school. So that
and I was not too long after that.
That is a long time ago for me. So talk us through, let's go right back to 1987. Let's talk about what that connection was with your siblings when Heartland Elementary opened, and it's been rebuilt since then.
It has, and we've stayed through all of that. I had three siblings here at the time. My mom and dad's fourth was in 6th grade, and then the next was in 3rd grade, and the next was in 1st grade.
And tell me their names.
This is Cameron, Damien, and Courtney, and they're all parents with grown kids of their own now. And this one right here started kindergarten. She was born in 87, started a few years later, and now has her own kindergartner here.
And who's this?
Her name is Olivia.
Olivia has her own kindergartner here.
Yes, he's right here at this very school.
Wow.
With her, and he's part of our little carpool. And then my youngest brother was actually born after I was married, so that was kind of how that weird connection all started. And then we moved into the area and brought our own kids along. So
you have this all laid out, pictures of your family from over the years, and all of the siblings that went here to Heartland.
Yeah.
I could tell that's 1987, even if it wasn't written on there because of the hairstyle and I think the stripes on the shirt. So now tell me about beyond the siblings. So when these guys were here through, he started in 1998?
And so he would have been done in 2007. And then my own kids started in 99, and they're going to be here through, I guess, the 40th anniversary of the school.
So talk me through each of these photos, all of your kids.
This is my oldest son, and
What's his name?
This is Matthew, and he has his own kindergartner this year, but they live in a different state, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, the Heartland boundaries don't go far enough to include him and his son.
Unfortunately.
Dang.
But with the way their birthdays fell, they were only a year apart in school. So then my second
So your youngest brother
was born after I was married, and then my son came along 17 months later.
So were they at Heartland just a year apart?
At Heartland, then West Jordan Middle and West Jordan High, just a year apart the whole time.
Wow.
And then my kids are each 2.5 to 3 years apart, so they just consistently followed. So I have 8.
Tell me each of their names and when they
Matthew,
were here.
And he would have started in 99.
And he's now in Maine with his own kindergarten.
Yes, he is. And this is Gabrielle, and she now has a brand new newborn, lives up in Boise. And this is Emily, and she's down in Pleasant Grove, works for Provo School District, has her own preschooler this year. And this is my Victoria, who just this year started after graduating college here as a reading assistant.
Oh, wow. So Victoria is back as an employee.
She is. Isn't that fun?
Wow, yeah.
And then this is my son, who's on a mission right now. My Anna's in high school as a sophomore. Jason's in 5th grade, and Natalie's a 4th grader.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this is my Victoria.
Oh, Victoria. We were just talking about you. Yeah. So there's your picture there in kindergarten years ago. So you have attended Heartland, and now you're working here.
Yeah, I am.
Did you just start out as a reading aide this year?
I did, like last week, so it's been crazy.
And when did you start at Heartland as a student?
That That's a great question.
2007.
2007.
Wow.
So
2007 doesn't seem that long ago to me. It should seem longer than it is.
17 years ago.
Wow, 17 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Time is passing me by. So tell me,
Yeah.
what made you want to come back and work at Heartland after you spent your time here as an elementary student?
Well, in college I majored in human development, and so a lot of what I learned and a lot of what I know is how kids develop, how they grow. And so coming back to Heartland was just an easy natural transition for me, because all of a sudden I could take what I know and help apply it to these kids. And in reading, especially, like, these kids are just struggling, and finding a way to be able to say, hey, I know what you're going through right now. Let's, like, find a way to talk this through and find a way to help you learn. It's been really fun and really interesting for me to be back here. Now, finding, like, walking down the same halls and saying, oh, I used to be this little kid just like this.
Yeah.
And how would I have wanted someone to help me, and how can I help them?
I love how you connect your experience as a student here to your work as a reading aide. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what are some of your favorite memories, including maybe some favorite teachers from when you were here at Heartland?
That's a great question. I was very shy as a kid, and so for me, I had a lot of really good teachers who didn't push me too hard, but pushed me enough so that I grew and became more than I was. So like in first grade, my teacher was super understanding. Her name was Miss Neral, and she would just let me walk up to her desk and ask her questions, and she wouldn't be like, Victoria, raise your hand like everyone else. She was super understanding of that.
She was so shy.
Yeah.
She really didn't speak out loud in school till about the middle of kindergarten. She just was so shy, but the teachers, they were really good.
So
with
the
her.
teacher under your first grade teacher, what was her name again?
Miss Neral.
Miss Neral.
Mm-hmm.
She knew that letting you come up to the desk was the way to connect and allow you to ask the questions you had.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What other memorable interactions and teachers and classes did you have?
I remember in third grade, my teacher, she was Miss McDowell, and she really focused on helping us learn how to read, which is funny now that I'm a reading aide, but I remember in second grade I was behind the rest of the class in reading, and then by the end of third grade I was way ahead, like I was in fourth grade reading, because my teacher cared enough to like sit down with me and say, okay, Victoria, let's work through whatever this book is. I think we read like the Boxcar Children. I still remember the book.
Yes, a classic.
Yeah, because she just sat there and helped me understand what I was reading, and that comprehension helped me to grow. So.
And now you're paying it forward as a reading aide, and all the investment that she and other teachers made in you is continuing to pay off for students at Heartland.
I think we've experienced 48 teachers over the years.
48 teachers.
And 5 principals that have been here since the time my kids have been here.
Wow.
Some of them had a few repeats. The one, Miss McDowell, she mentioned, another student had later. But we just have had such great experiences here.
For those listening, how many of those principals can you remember?
All of them.
Tell me which principals.
Jean
were
Gordon,
okay.
Trenton Goebel,
Yeah.
Aaron Ichimura, Shelley Davis, and Buddy Alger.
Oh, wow.
Fabulous.
I knew all but one of those.
Yeah.
I knew all but one of those.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
A fabulous group. So
Yeah.
Our
So
first
cool.
4 had the same kindergarten teacher, which set a really fun, I guess, tradition going on. And as a mom, I've been able to come and help it be involved in classes and PTA and community council and field trips and all the things.
Well, you mentioned that
Yeah.
your kids had the same kindergarten
For
teacher.
the first 4.
For the first 4.
Uh-huh.
And has there been overlap in other grades throughout the time?
My middle son did the Spanish immersion, so he had the same teacher bump up with him twice.
Oh, yeah.
And only a couple other times. Miss McDowell taught 2 of them, and another one taught in 5th grade, and then again in 2nd grade. But
So
most of the time,
a wide variety of great teachers
yeah,
over that time.
wide variety of great teachers.
And
the
you
whole
mentioned
list.
your volunteering.
Yeah.
When somebody told me about your long connection to Heartland and we wanted to talk with you, I already knew who you were.
There you go.
Because you've organized these Dr. Seuss reading
Oh,
days.
that's so fun.
And it's a blast. I've had a great time. It hasn't always worked for my schedule, but when I've been able to do it, it's been really fun.
And
So
that's the thing I think I love the most for me personally about Heartland is that community connection. That not only have we been here, but families been here, neighbors have been here. You can, and it's walkable. So many other things like that are just really important to me in a local school. So
you've put a ton of time into the school and just...
But as a mom, I think you want to or any parent, you want to be as involved as you can with your kids and get to know the teachers and
Well, I know how dedicated Mr. Alger is to this school. I know how dedicated the staff is, and the success the school has seen, especially in the last few years, is also really dependent on that deep community connection.
It is.
And extraordinary things are happening here. They always have. The last few years have been really great for Heartland, I feel like.
You know, we joke sometimes with some teachers, it's like, you bring in a new baby or whatever, job security, I've got another one for you.
That's
you know,
right.
But
yeah, the Whitchurches have really kept Heartland going over the years.
We
Yes.
tried. I'm done now, so it's time for the for the rest of them. But
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Stay with us when we come back. More about the Whitchurch family and Heartland Elementary School.
Never miss an episode of the Supercast by liking and subscribing on your favorite podcasting platform. Find transcripts for this episode and others at supercast.jordandistrict.org.
Hello, I'm Sandy Reescraft, Director of Communications for Jordan School District, and we want to invite you to connect with us. So many exciting things are happening in your child's school, your neighbor's school, in every school here every day. Don't miss out on following the fun or simply staying informed when there's important information we need to share. Join us at jordandistrict.org or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jordan District. We can't wait to connect.
We have Principal Betty Alger here. Tell me about the Whitchurch influence on Heartland Elementary.
Well, as she was talking about, the Whitchurches have always been a very important part of Heartland Elementary. I met Michelle, I think it was right after I was officially announced that I was going to be the principal of Heartland. I came to a PTA meeting and I just said, hey, I'm the new principal. What do you want me to know? And I think Michelle was one of the first ones to say, well, there's a few things that we'd like to continue forward as the traditions at Heartland Elementary.
Yeah.
And I think we've been able to accomplish that over the years.
I think so.
Michelle has served as my PTA president. I was actually just telling your husband how proud I was because she's talked about all of her years of service. And I said, well, but she was my PTA president.
There you
and
go. There
we
you
spent
go.
a lot of good time in council and working to make our community a better place. And Michelle has been instrumental in advocacy for our school and most importantly our children in the work that she has done in the city of West Jordan.
And I understand you've been school community council chair more than once here and elsewhere. And
but for me, it's really important as a mom to be involved at all levels with my kids. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still my kids, even if a lot of parents will just, I'm done with elementary. Okay, I'm done serving. But I've tried to continue with the middle school and the high school, and currently this year I don't have anybody in middle school, and that feels a little bit of a relief to not quite have somebody
it's
involved.
Okay.
But
it's okay.
Yeah. it's just, I just think as a parent you want to stay connected and kind of find out what's happening with the kids and serve where you can.
Tell me about times when people at Heartland have had a positive impact on your students. I know it's happened over decades, but what are some moments that stand out?
My youngest son he's a lot. He's a whirlwind of joy and excitement. And
I see your daughter smiling.
Yeah, she's
at
smiling.
that.
Yeah, personal phone calls that just say, I'm concerned about this. How can I help? Those moments have really meant a lot. Moments when, like she said, the love of reading and feeling like they cared about her personally.
Yeah.
Feeling like, I don't know, just as I've met with admin and teachers, and just feel like they really care about my student. They care about them personally. They care about us as a family, and that really matters. And what matters to us,
I get that sense every time I come here.
Yeah. That people matter, and that as we talk about some of those traditions, we've had a dance festival here. I think I was talking to some of my neighbors probably since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And it's an end of year celebration, and we kind of even continued it through the COVID years as we had dance parties online and some of those kinds of things. But just when I talk to the kids and they remember those moments, and you just talk about how much they love school, and I think it just sticks with them. If you get a good foundation in elementary school, I think it lasts through all the years.
Now, I see here that you have the list of every teacher that each of your kids has had here at
First
Heartland.
6 and then 2 more in the other. So.
Wow.
There you go. It's a party. A few repeats in there, but
That is so
just
cool.
a way to remember. Just a way to remember.
I
and
wish I
kind of-
had this just for me
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
Um,
I think
re-
I could name all but one of my elementary teachers. There's one I just can't remember, so I wish I had this
I
too.
remember most of mine as well, but
Yeah.
this is really cool, and this represents
Yeah.
a lot of connection, a lot of learning, a lot of caring, and a lot of friendships over the years. Well, thank you for doing that. Thank you for talking with us today, and for being such an important part of Heartland. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Supercast. Remember, education is the most important thing you'll do today. We'll see you out there.